here. This is the Formula Sport and Bears 8-lap journey. Thanks to Q West Boat Builders bringing us this one here. So Marshall's pretty happy and walking in once the lights go on, and then they go out. We go. So here we go. This one here, 8-lapper here, and your money on Bish there. You reckon, Jared?
He may have just jumped the start there. Looked like he moved the distance, jumping out. Definitely Bishop's got his stuff sorted, went down and coached him, and you just pointed out he has the most horrible riding style, but it doesn't matter, he pulls the trigger, and it's great to see him back into form. He had a couple bike problems last weekend, he's sorted them out, and yesterday he looked on pace. But you touched on that one too, Sam Willisey, they're doing a great job last year. That was a highlight for me too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Fleet boy, he made Dad proud that day, and yeah, I think all of us were cheering for him, but this one's going to be a little dust up. Keep your eyes peeled for that one. Bish may have got a little jump start. It did look like he moved there on the Ctas Live.
Yeah, we'll let the officials do the official officiating, and we'll just sit out the window and let you know. Sam Willisey's got a brilliant start. He's flying down the centre straight here at Manfeild into Higgins for the first time. Looks like everyone got away pretty cleanly there, so we're going to go flying with this one. Dwayne Bishop, the man on the Aprilia there in second place. So the front two's just clearing out at the moment. We've got a big battle there in third place. Richard Mark and Barrett just climbing on the back of the ZX10. So a great start there from the number 87 machine of Mark Perry. So this is going to be good. We've got some experienced contenders in there. We've got the youth of tomorrow in there as well, and Bishop already trying to sneak in and close that gap to Sam Willisey ahead of Dwayne Bishop. We've got a Terry Moran. That's the man we can see in third place with Richard Mark and Barrett. Malcolm Belsky, Heath Boddicker visiting South Islander. So great to have our South Islanders with us this weekend as well, Jared.
Nice to see. We also have a bit of a Japanese against Bears dust up here as well. So we've got the Suzuki, and we are at the Suzuki International Series here, but we've got a Dirty Bears bike in behind him and another Bears bike in third, and then we're back to a Japa in fourth. So it's dust up against Japas against the Bears here. So come on Bears boys. I used to formerly ride a Ducati, quite fond of him, and got a couple of mates out there. So big cheer out to Pillow there. Hopefully he pulls the trigger in this one. I'd love to see him get up there, but looking forward to watching him at Wanganui Circuit.
Yeah, so for those at home who don't know what the Bears means, what we're talking about, Bears is the British, European and American Racing Series. It started just when the Japanese bikes started to dominate in the 80s and 90s, and thought there's still enough flavour from around the world to recognise them, and it's where the Britain itself was made its name as well in Bears racing around the world. So very own Bright from New Zealand as Bishop goes up the inside. He doesn't quite get it stopped, so Sam just running a little bit deep, but managed to square it up. Turn one is quite a square corner, so you can run a bit deep and make amends, but here it is all over the back of him now. Sam Willisey desperately fighting off Dwayne Bishop. Richard Mark and Barrett's oh no, and Sam's gone down, so unfortunate stuff, just carrying a bit too much speed into the S's. He seems to be sat up, he's okay, so drama, our race leader crashes out as we catch it on the Ctas replay, coming in quite narrow there, but unfortunately, just lost the front, carrying a bit too much speed into there, so unfortunate stuff. He was doing so well. He's up and okay, so that's all right. The bike's so well off the track, so we carry on racing with a yellow flag through the S's, but inherited the lead, Dwayne Bishop, and what a lead it is. He's got quite an advantage. Richard Mark and Barrett now getting on the back wheel of him, so this one here is going to be a great little fight. Dwayne Bishop leads Richard Mark and Barrett, and then it looks like Malcolm Belsky's got himself up into third place ahead of Terry Moran, so keeping an eye on this one here, but a bit of drama, unlucky for Sam there, Jared.
This one's going to tighten up in here, but we've got Richard Malcolm Barrett. He had a great weekend last weekend, so it's nice. He's the iTools boy. He's got some great people down on the pits like Sketchy helping him out, and a great crew there. They have a fair bit of fun. They've got some great machinery, and it's nice to see Richard come on song, mate. He was real proud last weekend. Had a great result, and he's not going to let Bish run away with some. We know Bish is the animal. He can do it, get out in front, but also in third place. Malcolm, he's a sneaky wee rooster. He scooted past and beat my rider that I was looking after last year, Steve Bridge there.
Yeah, this one here is down the Denny Holmes Straight, Centre Street here at Manfeild. We are on 4.5 laps to go, so nearly at halfway stage. It's Dwayne Bishop, but Richard Mark and Barrett is right on the back wheel of him now, and Malcolm Belsky's chiming in as well. So they've got a three-way fight for the lead. These guys are coming out of Higgins and down the back straight. At the moment, Terry Moran and Heath Boddicker. That's a cool little fight there as well. That's 4th and 5th place. Good to see Heath Boddicker on the V4 Panigale. What a machine that is. He's visiting up from Nelson, so cool to have him doing the series. He's often on the cemetery circuit, but this time doing the complete series. Great to have him. As they cross the line, 3 laps to go, and Dwayne Bishop still leads Richard Markham Barrett. Let's have a look. It's definitely closed that gap right up, and then Malcolm Belsky in 3rd place, so there's nothing in it at the moment as they come out of turn 1. We've got a bit of a gap back to 4th place rather, with Terry Moran, Heath Boddicker, then Matt Drayson is up into 6th as we see Malcolm trying to pile on the pressure. So Malcolm's the man on the move here at the moment. He was the fastest man on track last time around, lodged his fastest lap of the race. So the man on the charge is Malcolm Belsky, and still 3.5 odd laps to go, Jared. He's not out of this one. Not
at all. You see, they have different strengths in different spots of the track. So you watch that BMW flow into here. Like, it's a heavy braking corner, but Bish gets a very big drive off the corner, which is protecting him. So Bish does like, Malcolm.
A bit of drama. We've got drama there. Drama for the Beamer. That's pulled up. So yeah, unfortunate stuff. Just got no power. So that could be any number of things. So that's a bit of drama here. Malcolm. He is going to inherit 2nd place ahead of Richard Markham Barrett, who's just pulled that bike off onto the grass. So yeah, there's just no power there at all. A bit of drama as Dwayne Bishop leads. Malcolm Belsky now for 1st and 2nd, and we'll go to this battle for 3rd. Terry Moran now will inherit 3rd place ahead of Heath Boddicker, and Matt Drayson, now hero from race 1 in Taupo. He is now up into 5th place. Kevin Beaumont, Stephen Leggett, and then we go back to Jeff Rogerson. Good to have Jeff Rogerson. He's a Bears legend from a few years back, and cool to have him out here as well. So we've got another bike down in the S's. We missed that one there, so we've got a couple down.
And one over the last corner there as well. So we've got a fair bit of carnage in this one. But at the moment, we have Bish out in front and Malcolm on behind him. We've got 3 laps to go, and this one, I believe, Malcolm's going to have a little go at Bish. He's not going to. He's going to sneak up and try something on the last lap.
Yeah, very cool to have Malcolm Belsky back here at Manfeild. He's from around the area. He's done a few laps here. Had a big crash at Higgins one year a couple of years back, so great to see him back racing at the top end. And this class here just perfectly suited for him. He can come racing here, mix it up with his mates, and have some fun. So Bishop and Malcolm Belsky, this is going to be good. They're going to have 2 laps to go when they cross the line, and there's almost nothing in it at the moment. So we're going to go with this one here. We've got 2 laps to go. Bishop still ahead of Malcolm. That's 1 and 2. Terry Moran, Heath Boddicker. There we go. That's still 3rd and 4th. Matt Drayson, Kevin Beaumont, Stephen Leggett, Jeff Rogerson, Graham Jarrett, and Paul Jenkins. Agent 47. We're going to try that new nickname for him. Agent 47, Paul Jenkins. Cool to have him here in Formula Sport and Bears Racing. And Graham Jarrett. Shout out to Mud and the Team Breeze Honda. Awesome to have him. First time really in a proper racing series, and really loving it. So just loving his racing at the moment, and top 10 in Bears Racing. Brilliant stuff as we see no change to that lead battle. It's still Dwayne Bishop ahead of Malcolm Belsky, with Terry Moran fighting off Heath Boddicker for the last position on the podium. So absolutely new ones at the moment, Jared. And Dwayne Bishop just using all his experience, just being as wide as he can, for the want of a term.
Definitely. It's not going to use his fitness to win this one. He's going to use his brain and his size and his brawn. And he's just going down. You see he hasn't got the corner speed, but he just scoots down, blocks the corner, and squirts that thing hard with those little short arms that he's got. He is a legend. He does like pulling the trigger, and we've got 1 lap to go, and he wants to put that thing on the top step.
Yeah, it goes nice and tight and defensive into turn 1. Malcolm Belsky just lighting up the back, trying to get it stopped. I think they're going to be side by side out of turn 1. That brilliant RSV4 gets out of the corner a little bit better than the Japanese 4-cylinder inline machine as they go flying into Splash for the final time. Dwayne Bishop on the CRV Equipment DML Construction Aprilia RSV4. Malcolm Belsky. Now where's he going to do? Is he going to have a go into the left-hander? No, he's going to go around. Bish riding quite defensive. There's a yellow flag in there as well, so no passing under yellow flag conditions. So there's a bite off the end of the left-hander, and just look at that Aprilia just punch out of the corner and get a good drive into the Denny Holm straight. This one's going to come down to the wire. It's Malcolm Belsky charging in behind Dwayne Bishop for the first of our Bears and Formula Sport races for round 2 of the Suzuki International Series here at Manfeild Circuit. Chris Amon. The battle for 3rd is still with Terry Moran, but Heath Boddicker right on the back wheel of him as well. We don't know where to look, Jared, but into the final turn number 7 right-hander. Dwayne Bishop looks like he's done enough. He gets out of this corner pretty good as well. It's going to be a drag race to the line. The checkered flag is ready and waving. It's going to be Dwayne Bishop. What a run. had to do all the hard work there, stays out of trouble and wins race 1 of the Bears in Formula Sport. Malcolm Belsky finishes second. He'll be pretty happy with that. And Terry Moran's going to round out the podium. That's a brilliant result for him. So there we go, Terry Moran, 3rd place. Heath Boddicker is going to finish in 4th. We've got Matt Drayson, who's going to finish up there and lodge in a nice 5th position. Stephen Leggett there, he is in 6th place with Kevin Beaumont. In 7th, Jeff Rogerson, in 8th, Mark Hay, and Graham Jarrett, our top 10. So there we go, in the books. Dwayne Bishop gets first blood here in Bears in Formula Sport. And there's a few recoveries to do after this, Jared, so we've got a bit of carnage, but some great racing nonetheless here in the Bears in Formula Sport. 7 DNFs, so we've got 7 DNFs, we think. So they've actually got 2 recovery vehicles going out after this one, so there will be a little bit of a delay on the program. But do bear with us, because we'll have our podium celebrations coming up in a minute, and our Q West Boat Builders Formula Sport and Bears. That's some frantic pace, some good racing, and Dwayne Bishop gets the result ahead of Malcolm Belsky and Terry Moran. A pretty cool podium there, Jared.
Very, very cool. Congratulations to the boys. They don't get to ride very often. They're not the factory teams, and this is a great idea that the Suzuki Series has got, letting the lesser guys that sort of can't get up to our internationally paced riders as well come on their jappers. So it's fights inside fights, and it's a great class that's around at the moment. Good racing.
Brilliant stuff. And thank you to Q West Boat Builders. Check them out at q-west.com. World-class boat builders right at home at Wanganui, where we will be for the 70th running of the Cemetery Circuit on the 26th of December, Boxing Day here. It is a tradition, and man, I tell you, it's going to be something special. From the racing we've seen in the first 2 rounds, this is not going to disappoint. So we're going to look at our podium. Pretty cool. Malcolm Belsky lining up in the 2nd place there. And look at Bish. I know there was some hard feelings. Someone told him his airbag had gone off last week, Jared. So, yeah, no, he'll feel pretty good to put that on the top step.
Yeah, definitely proud of him. He sits around and he goes to work and he pays his bills, and then he just dusts this thing off for Christmas, and he comes out and, boy, he puts on a good performance. And that's the beauty of this class. And so congratulations to all of them as well. They're middle to older age gentlemen on Bears bikes, but boy, they're exciting. Look at that one. All of them are trying out there too. Look at how many are laying on the ground. Yeah, there was no quarter given there. That's some carnage out there. There's a few recoveries to be done. So now we'll cross down to Neil, who will do our Bears and Formula Sport podium with Terry Moran, Malcolm Belsky, and Dwayne Bishop.
Well, an opportunity to come straight in here. Terry, how did you steal this, eh?
I have no idea.
Hey, man, there was so much drama going on the race. Could you see it all unfolding?
It was unfolding, and I thought I must be getting up there slowly, but yeah, I never expected 3rd.
Right, what do you think about this class?
Awesome. Yeah, awesome class.
Fills a great gap, doesn't it, in our program?
It certainly does, yeah.
Looking forward to Wanganui?
Sure am, yeah.
What's your experience like on Manfeild?
Pretty good, home track. Yeah, so loving it, yeah.
Nice temperature today as well, isn't it?
Awesome, yeah.
Well done, Terry. Nice to see Terry Moran, folks. Terry Moran, he's our man making it happen here at this stage. So, well done, Malcolm, a familiar sight with us, and nice to see a familiar face back on a podium as well. A better race, but man, more drama than Shortland Street.
There was a bit of carnage out there, but for myself, it was a great race. Yeah, it was good following Dwayne. He rode really well, and yeah, it was just good. It was a very good race. Yeah, try to get faster than the next one.
All right, so, hey, like Terry, this is for you, your home track. How's Manfeild today?
It feels really good. It's nice, yeah. It's got a lot of grip out there, or seems to have a lot of grip. Yeah, the crowd's great, so, yeah, awesome day.
So far, yeah, well done. Well, I don't know whether Bish is warming his hands or just trying to cool the tyres down, maybe. But, hey, mate, you said there was something wrong with you being on the podium last week. You've moved up to the #1 spot. And I see your excitement. You're a man of little expression, Dwayne. And you were excited when you crossed that line. You deserved to be as well. Was it a good feeling?
It was good to be back here now, yeah. I think it's good to son a little incy-wincy up there. You know they're father and son, eh?
Oh, really? Is that the case?
Yeah, I'm just putting the record straight that Jared Love is Spider's son.
Well, there we go. So you heard it first here. Mate, you're going to make yourself a whole lot of friends or even more enemies. But as far as riding Manfield's concerned, with lack of experience, you're still feeling all right out there?
Yeah, it felt good. Yeah, I've been here since the last series, so to get a win is awesome. And Yeah, thanks to the sponsors, you know, Mitre 10, Hardy Construction, D-Mill Construction, CRV Equipment, Mr. Woods, Display Associates. Yeah, I can't do without any of those guys, so it's great, yeah.
All right, what about the fact that our little boy from Wanganui, Sam Willis, he was having a great race with you? Was that a good start or what from young Sam?
Yeah, he always gets away good. He's going to be a handful at Wanganui again, so yeah, being 20 points down at Taupo, no, the bike shitting itself, I've got a lot of work to do, you know, so yeah, the clawback begins.
The clawback begins, all right. What are you going to do in the next 2 weeks before Wanganui?
I'll probably drink a lot of piss and food and, yeah.
So some things don't change. Oh, isn't that awesome? Isn't that nature? That is absolute gold. Well done, Dwayne. Fantastic. So, oh, what a podium, what a reality. 3 cool guys up here, folks. This is what his class is. We should rename this the Kiwi class because these are Kiwi road racers. They're loving it. Look at the boys. See here. Look over here. See Dwayne walking in to give Terry a handshake. So Wanganui, Wellington and Wellington. So boys that can call Manfeild their home track, doing so well here. And we really have turned this class upside down as well, which is a great feature. So thanks to Q West, quality builders from the only city that matters, motorsport capital Wanganui, and great to see a lineup like this. So good on you boys. They're all hopping back on the machines. The Aprilia, the Suzuki and the Kawasaki, so a different kind of motorcycle layout for what is Formula Sport and Bears? Well, the Sport is effectively those boys. See those older bikes? Some of those super bikes are around 10 or more years old, and this is a good class for those bikes to go into. There's still a lot of good racing for those guys.